Yo people, welcome back to another review, and this time we got the Skeleton Crew episodes 1 and 2. Now, I went into this with no standards and expecting it to be goofy and maybe something that Disney would make cringe because it had kid actors as the main characters. I was thinking maybe Jude Law's gonna have to carry this show. I mean, we saw how useless they made Leia in the Kenobi show, for example. Now, collectively, with episodes 1 and 2, there's a lot I actually liked about this, even though the story didn't move at a fast pace and it wasn't crazy eventful back to back. However, the one thing I think that this show nailed was the magic. I think a lot of Star Wars shows get lost in the whole trying to make the show look like Star Wars, but the most important part is to try and make it feel like Star Wars at the very least, from a storytelling perspective. That feeling of adventure, of traveling, of doing something greater than what you're currently doing. I think the character of Wim really helped the show to achieve that, and it blended it in well with the other characters, the other dynamics, as well as the plot. It also made it feel like regular people could merge and belong in the world of Star Wars, which for a lot of us fans growing up as kids, we all dreamed of something like this. Just regular kids being able to be in the same galaxy as a Anakin Skywalker, as a Obi-Wan, and so on. I think making the protagonist kids as well added a nice charm to this show. It allowed us to see the Star Wars universe from their perspective for once. The problem we've had previously is Disney gets complacent with established characters and thinks that because we know the characters already, that we don't have to worry about the feeling of them and what they do, and then they try and distract us with this CGI stuff, and they focus too much and they try too hard on making it Star Wars when they forget the basics. And to me, all the CGI stuff is secondary. However, this show literally managed to get 4 new kid characters and start building a nice foundation for this show and a good feeling for this as we get more world building in the Mandoverse timeline. It's not a coincidence Disney Star Wars' best show was The Mandalorian Season 1, because they had to put the work in and start out fresh with new characters in a new field that Star Wars hadn't seen before in live action. So they worked hard to make sure the characters were stand out, and everything else in terms of planets and sets etc. came after. And I think they've managed to do the same with Skeleton Crew up until this point. Can the show fail from here? Of course it can, but I do have to respect what they've done so far. Some people may say it's childish or whatever, but for me it gave me a lot of nostalgia, and some aspects will be relatable from childhood with a lot of Star Wars fans and a lot of people in general. So yeah, very much surprised that this show had a lot of heart. It's that same heart that a lot of shows and movies used to have back in the 80s, for example. Whenever I watch something from the 80s and the 90s, even if the CGI and the visuals don't hold up, even if it has no CGI or anything and it's a basic story, you still feel the heart and the message of the story along with good characters, and all of it as a collective is what holds up the project and makes it timeless. Another good thing I have to say is that the dynamic amongst the kids felt organic. You have that one kid that is the dreamer, you got his best friend that will always help him out and stick by him, and they usually have the best dynamic in the group. You got the smart one that is usually the voice of reason and can help out with all the technical stuff and all the brainy stuff. And then you got kind of like the bossy one, the sassy one that takes all the responsibility. Now, this is how simple it is to make characters. Make them have unique characteristics that all blend well. None of this political stuff that we've been seeing, like making them all basic copy and paste boring characters, and then the thing that sets them apart, quote unquote, is that one's black, one's Asian, one's Latino, one's gay, etc. But again, so far in these 2 episodes, they've avoided my 2 big red flags, which is they've not done any of the political garbage which we know Disney loves to inject, and they've not had any lore-destroying moments, which is sad that I even have to say this, but it's literally what Disney Star Wars does in most projects that they release. Another thing as well, correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like they use that volume thing where they filmed everything that they rinsed out all the way with shows like Kenobi and The Mandalorian. It felt a lot more free, like with Andor, and I can appreciate that kind of stuff. As for what's to come, I'm really interested in the planet where they were on, because it seems like it's some mythical planet by the outsiders. No one's heard of it. People think it's fake. Some people think it's real. It has some sort of treasure. But for them, it was literally Earth. So I look forward to seeing that, and all the mystery, how comes no one knows how to get there and all of that stuff. Even that droid didn't know. We even saw that scene where Wim's dad got told by the other droids that no one comes in or out of the planet. So there's that sense of mystery, and how does that happen? I do have a few slight concerns, and it will be how do they blend in the seriousness of battles and the outer galaxy of Star Wars, the Republic and all of that stuff with the kids and with this kind of magic that they've created. How will Jude Law's character fit in terms of characteristics? We obviously know he's going to be their sort of guide and protector, but he seems to be a Jedi, so again, how did he survive this long? Will they keep watering down Order 66? It seemed a bit convenient he didn't free himself sooner, as we saw how easy it was for him to do it, so hopefully that gets explained and it will get a pass from me. Also, by the way, in that first scene where we saw the pirate leader get turned on by his crew, my prediction is that has to be Jude Law's character. That's why he has the mask. That's why he never got shot. If he was an irrelevant character, he would have got shot. So yeah, I believe that's Jude Law, and I believe that they're going to give him that sort of Jack Sparrow, Curse of the Black Pearl storyline where he got betrayed by his crew. So yeah, in conclusion, nothing to really complain about. Like I said, I'm still wary that Disney has the power to shit the bed at any given moment. But at this present moment, no real complaints about how this show is. And I hope they can really do something enjoyable at the very least, because after The Acolyte, this franchise has been more buried than ever before. So hopefully something good comes from this. But yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts on the show down below in the comments. What did you expect from it? Did it live up to your expectations? Did it surprise you? Let me know down below. I'd also appreciate if you could drop a like on the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already. We are on the road to 900 subscribers. All support is massively appreciated. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.